two numbers combined, but it means so much more than that. It's not just a day in history books or a day that people mention once a year, but it's a moment frozen in time. A morning where everything changed. On September 11, 2001, the United States experienced one of the most darkest and defining days in its history. What began as a normal Tuesday quickly turned into a tragedy that shook not only the nation, but the entire world. For people my age, we weren't there to live through it, but we only see the pictures, videos, and documentaries. But even without living through it, we can feel the impact it has today. So picture it, early Tuesday morning at about 8:46 a.m. when the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City was struck by a plane. At first, people thought it was an accident. Accidents happen, but just 17 short minutes later, the North Tower was struck. At this point, people knew it wasn't an accident, but it was an attack. And a third plane went into the Pentagon, and a fourth plane went down in a field in Pennsylvania after some brave passengers overtook the hijackers. By 10:30 a.m., both towers had collapsed in smoke-filled air of one of the busiest cities in America. 3,000 people lost their lives that day. 3,000 people that thought it was going to be a regular day. There are 3,000 dots on this. Each dot represents a person who had a mom and a dad, or may have been a mom or a dad. Across the country, people were glued to their TVs. School was out early, and parents picked up their kids, and everyone watched in shock. But out of that shock came something powerful: unity. People lined up to donate blood, made food for first responders, and strangers even hugged each other in the streets. Something terrible happened that day, but Americans didn't let them tear that apart. In the days following 9/11, everything felt different. Skies were quiet, planes were grounded, church vigils were held, and flags were everywhere. This was the moment where everyone, no matter their differences, stood together as one, the United States of America. The phrase, "United We Stand," was everywhere. T-shirts, billboards, bumper stickers, everywhere. And for the first time in a long time, the country felt united. They cared, and they reached out to each other. They realized life could be taken away in an instant, and they learned to appreciate it. Although it's been more than 20 years, the effects of 9/11 are still seen today. Airports are more secure, homeland security became a thing, and our country went to war overseas. In New York, there is now a 9/11 memorial right where the Twin Towers stood. It's two reflecting pools, and on September 11th, every year, two beams of light shine into the sky to remember the heroes that died that day. When we hear about 9/11, we immediately think about tragedy. But it's a story of bravery and unity. It's a reminder that amongst the tragedy, there is good, both big and small. The lesson we can take away from this is that even when life feels uncertain and scary, we can still choose to be kind, brave, and love others. 9/11, it's two numbers that tell thousands of stories. But today, when we think about 9/11, we don't just remember what was lost, but how, even in the darkest of moments, there can be light. That's it.